Welcome back to our channel History Coins HD. As you that old is gold, but these rare Lincoln wheat penny coin that are most valuable than you think, don't spend one of them. You're lucky if you have one of these, so please watch complete video and find your treasure. Let's start this. Top 1 today, we're diving into the fascinating world of rare coins, and we have an absolute gem to discuss, the 1945 Lincoln wheat penny. This humble 1-cent coin might just be hiding in your collection, waiting to surprise you with its incredible value. If you love coin hunting or simply enjoy learning about rare and valuable pieces of history, stick around because this might be one of the most exciting discoveries yet. But here's the big question: could your 1945 Lincoln wheat penny be worth a fortune? By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for and how much it could be worth if you're lucky enough to own one. The history behind the 1945 Lincoln wheat penny. The Lincoln wheat penny series is one of the most collected and beloved coins in U.S. history. It was first minted in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. The design, featuring Lincoln's portrait on the front and wheat stalks on the back, was a historic moment in American coinage because it was the first time a real person appeared on a circulating U.S. coin. The year 1945 was an important time in history. It marked the final year of World War II, a time when America was rebuilding and looking forward to a new era of peace and progress. Coins from this time period hold a special significance, as they represent resilience and the post-war boom that shaped modern America. Design features of the 1945 Lincoln wheat penny. Let's take a closer look at what makes this coin so special. On the obverse front side, you'll find the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor D. Brenner. Above his head, the motto "In God We Trust" is clearly visible, with the word Liberty to the left and the date 1945 to the right. On the reverse back side, you'll see the iconic wheat stalks, which give the coin its nickname, the wheat penny. Between the two stalks, the words 1 cent and United States of America are boldly displayed. Above them, the Latin phrase e pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one, symbolizes the unity of the nation. This simple yet powerful design remained on the penny until 1958, when it was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial design in 1959. That means the 1945 wheat penny is part of the final years of this classic design, making it highly desirable among collectors. Rarity and collectors' demand. Although millions of these pennies were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, most of them were heavily circulated, meaning finding one in pristine condition today is incredibly rare. Over time, most of these pennies suffered from scratches, wear, and discoloration. For collectors, condition is everything. Coins that are well preserved, with sharp details and minimal wear, are the most valuable. Coins graded MS, mint state, 65 or higher can fetch extremely high prices at auctions. Additionally, certain minting errors or rare variations can make specific 1945 pennies even more valuable. What to look for in a rare 1945 Lincoln wheat penny? Not all 1945 wheat pennies are worth a fortune, but some have unique characteristics that make them highly valuable. Here are a few key factors to watch for. 1. Mint mark. Look at the small letter below the year 1945. If there is a D, Denver Mint, or S, San Francisco Mint, those versions may be more sought after. However, even a Philadelphia, no mint mark, penny can be extremely valuable if it's in pristine condition. 2. Minting errors. Some pennies have mistakes that occurred during production. These errors make them one of a kind and significantly increase their value. Some known errors include double die errors. The design appears doubled due to a mistake in the minting process. Off-center strikes. The coin wasn't properly aligned when struck, creating a unique misprint. Clipped planchet. A small portion of the coin is missing due to an error during production. 3. Condition and grade. Coins graded MS 65 or higher are the most valuable. Coins that appear brand new, with full original shine and sharp details, can sell for thousands. The rarer the high-grade condition, the higher the price collectors are willing to pay. How much is a 1945 Lincoln wheat penny worth? Now, the part you've all been waiting for: just how much could a rare 1945 Lincoln wheat penny be worth today? A standard circulated 1945 penny is usually worth between 5 cents and a few dollars, depending on its wear and tear. However, high-grade uncirculated versions, especially those with rare minting errors, can command serious money. And now for the jaw-dropping value: a perfectly preserved, rare error 1945 Lincoln wheat penny has been sold at auction for $93,000. Final thoughts: could you have a fortune in your pocket? The idea that a simple 1-cent coin could be worth so much is what makes coin collecting so thrilling. If you happen to find a 1945 Lincoln wheat penny in your collection, take a close look. It could be a common penny, or it could be a rare gem worth thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars, so check your coin jars, old piggy banks, and family collections. You never know, you might just be holding a small piece of history that's worth a life-changing amount of money. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an exciting coin discovery. Let me know in the comments if you've ever come across a rare penny. Top 2, we're uncovering the hidden value of a coin that millions of Americans have held in their hands, the 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny. While it may seem like just another old penny, some rare versions of this coin have sold for staggering amounts. Could you be holding a small fortune without even knowing it? Stick around until the end of the video, where we'll reveal just how much a rare 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny could be worth today. Let's dive into the fascinating history, unique features, and collector's appeal of this incredible coin. The legacy of the 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny. The Lincoln Wheat Penny series is one of the most famous and beloved coin series in U.S. history. It was first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. This was a major moment in American numismatics because it was the first time a U.S. coin featured a real historical figure instead of a symbolic image. By the time the 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny was minted, it was nearing the end of its production run. Just 2 years later, in 1959, the U.S. Mint replaced the wheat stock design with the Lincoln Memorial design, marking a major transition in American coinage. This means the 1957 Wheat Penny is one of the last of its kind, making it highly desirable among collectors. The 1950s were a time of great economic growth in the United States. Post-war prosperity led to increased production and circulation of money, which is why the 1957 penny had a high mintage number. But even though millions were produced, finding one in pristine condition or one with a rare minting error is incredibly rare today. Breaking down the design of the 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny, let's take a closer look at the intricate details of this coin. On the obverse, front, side, you'll find the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor D. Brenner. This design had already been in circulation for nearly 50 years by the time the 1957 penny was minted. Above Lincoln's head is the phrase, "In God We Trust," while the word liberty appears to the left. To the right, you'll see the date 1957, along with a mint mark if the coin was produced in Denver. On the reverse, back, side, the iconic wheat stalks flank the coin, giving it the well-known name, the Wheat Penny. Between the stalks, the words 1 cent and United States of America stand boldly, with E pluribus unum above them. This Latin phrase means out of many, one, symbolizing the unity of the nation. This classic design is one of the most recognizable in U.S. coin history. It remained on pennies from 1909 to 1958, making the 1957 edition one of the final years before the major design change. What makes the 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny valuable? Not all 1957 pennies are worth a fortune, but some factors can dramatically increase their value. Here's what collectors look for when determining how much a 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny is worth. 1. Mint mark location. The 1957 penny was produced in 2 locations: a Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark, Denver Mint, marked with a D. While both versions are collectible, certain high-grade specimens or error coins from either mint can command big prices. 2. Condition and grade. The most important factor in a coin's value is its condition. Collectors use the Sheldon coin grading scale, which ranges from poor, P1, to mint state, MS70. The best Lincoln Wheat Pennies from 1957 are those graded MS65 or higher, meaning they have full original luster and sharp details. 3. Minting errors and rare variants. Some of the most valuable 1957 Lincoln Wheat Pennies have minting mistakes, which make them unique. Errors that increase value include double die errors, when parts of the design are accidentally duplicated due to a misalignment during minting. Off-center strikes, when the coin's design is not properly centered, creating an uneven image. BIE error, a small die crack between the letters B and E in Liberty, forming what looks like an extra letter I. Collectors love these errors because they make each coin one of a kind, increasing its rarity and value. How much is a 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny worth? For an average circulated 1957 penny, you might expect it to be worth anywhere from a few cents to a couple of dollars. However, if you find one in mint, uncirculated condition, it could be worth hundreds or even thousands. The real excitement comes when you discover an ultra-rare 1957 penny in perfect condition with a rare minting error. These special coins have been known to sell at auction for incredible amounts, and now for the jaw-dropping number, a rare, high-grade 1957 Lincoln wheat penny with a unique error has sold for $78,000. Final thoughts: could you be holding a fortune? The beauty of coin collecting is that valuable treasures can be hiding in plain sight. If you have a jar of old pennies lying around, take a closer look. You could be sitting on a valuable piece of American history. Check your 1957 Lincoln wheat pennies carefully. Look for sharp details, mint marks, and possible errors. If you think you have a rare one, consider getting it graded by a professional coin grading service. It could be worth far more than you ever imagined. If you enjoyed this video and loved learning about rare and valuable coins, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a future discovery. Have you ever found a rare penny in your collection? Let me know in the comments below. Top 3. We're diving into the exciting world of rare coins and uncovering the hidden value of one particular gem, the 1953 Lincoln wheat penny. While this may look like just another penny, certain rare versions of this coin have sold for staggering amounts. Could you be holding a valuable piece of history without even knowing it? Stick around until the end of the video because we'll reveal just how much a rare 1953 Lincoln wheat penny could be worth today. It might just surprise you. The historical significance of the 1953 Lincoln wheat penny. The Lincoln wheat penny series is one of the most iconic coin designs in U.S. history. First introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, this penny became an instant favorite among collectors and everyday Americans alike. By 1953, America was in the midst of the post-World War II boom. The economy was growing, new industries were flourishing, and the country was experiencing a time of great prosperity. The U.S. Mint continued producing wheat pennies, but little did they know that some of these coins would one day become highly sought-after collectibles. The wheat penny design was in its final years, as it would soon be replaced by the Lincoln Memorial Reverse in 1959. That means the 1953 edition is part of the last decade of the classic wheat penny design, making it an important piece of numismatic history. The design and features of the 1953 Lincoln wheat penny. Let's take a closer look at the design details of this incredible coin. On the obverse, front, side, you'll find the classic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor D. Brenner. Above Lincoln's head, the words, "In God We Trust," are prominently displayed. To the left of his profile, you'll see the word Liberty, and to the right, the date 1953, which may also include a small mint mark below it. The reverse, back, side features the famous wheat stalks, which give this penny its nickname, the wheat penny. Between these wheat stalks, the words 1 cent and United States of America are clearly visible. Above, the Latin phrase e pluribus unum can be found, which means out of many, one, representing the unity of the nation. This simple yet powerful design was a staple of American coinage for nearly 50 years, and the 1953 edition remains a prized collector's item today. What makes the 1953 Lincoln wheat penny valuable? Not every 1953 Lincoln wheat penny is worth a fortune, but certain factors can skyrocket its value. Here's what collectors look for when determining how much a 1953 penny is worth. 1. Mint mark variations. The 1953 Lincoln wheat penny was minted in 3 locations, and the mint mark, or lack of one, can affect its value. A Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark; Denver Mint, D mint mark below the date; San Francisco Mint, S mint mark below the date. Of these, the San Francisco and Denver versions tend to be more valuable, especially in high-grade conditions. Point 2. Condition and grading. One of the biggest factors in determining value is condition. Coins are graded on the Sheldon scale, which ranges from poor, P1, to mint state, MS70. A circulated 1953 penny that has been used in everyday transactions is usually worth only a few cents. However, an uncirculated 1953 penny, with full mint luster and no significant marks, can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Coins graded MS65 or higher are the most desirable and valuable. Point 3. Minting errors and rare variants. Some 1953 wheat pennies have unique minting errors that dramatically increase their value. These rare errors include double die obverse, DDO. This occurs when the design is slightly doubled during the minting process, creating a shadow effect on the lettering in Lincoln's profile. Off-center strike. A misalignment in the minting process causes part of the design to be missing or shifted. BI error. A small die crack between the letters B and E in Liberty creates what looks like an extra letter I. Repunched mint marks. This happens when the mint mark is stamped more than once, leading to a slight overlap or shadow effect. Collectors love these errors because they make each coin unique and significantly increase its value. How much is a 1953 Lincoln Wheat penny worth? A standard, circulated 1953 Lincoln Wheat penny is typically worth a few cents to a couple of dollars, depending on its wear and tear. However, if you find one in mint, uncirculated condition, its value jumps significantly. The real excitement comes when rare error pennies or high-grade specimens go up for sale at auctions. These can command staggering prices from serious collectors. And now, for the moment you've all been waiting for, a rare, high-grade 1953 Lincoln Wheat penny with a unique error has sold at auction for $83,000. Final thoughts: could you have a fortune in your pocket? The thrill of coin collecting comes from the possibility that a simple, everyday penny could turn out to be a valuable piece of history. If you have a jar of old pennies lying around, take a closer look. You might just be holding a rare and valuable treasure without even realizing it. To check if your 1953 Lincoln Wheat penny is valuable, look for a white heavy checkmark, sharp details and full luster, indicating uncirculated condition. White heavy checkmark, a rare minting error, such as a double die or off-center strike. White heavy checkmark, a high mint state grade, MS65 or higher. If you think you have a rare 1953 wheat penny, consider getting it graded by a professional coin service to determine its true value. It could be worth far more than just 1 cent. If you enjoyed this video and loved learning about rare and valuable coins, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an exciting discovery. Have you ever found a rare coin in your collection? Let me know in the comments below. Top 4. We're diving deep into the fascinating world of rare and valuable coins. If you've ever thought that a simple penny couldn't be worth much, think again. Some Lincoln Wheat pennies have sold for mind-blowing amounts, and one particular coin, the 1950 Lincoln Wheat penny, is among the most sought after by collectors. Could you be holding a rare and valuable treasure in your collection? Stick around until the end because we're going to reveal just how much a rare 1950 Lincoln Wheat penny has sold for. And trust me, the number will shock you. The history behind the 1950 Lincoln Wheat penny. The Lincoln Wheat penny series has been a favorite among collectors for decades. First minted in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, this coin was a groundbreaking piece of U.S. currency. It was the first American coin to feature a real historical figure instead of a symbolic image. By 1950, the United States was entering a new era of post-World War II economic expansion. The demand for coins was increasing, and the Denver Mint played a crucial role in producing them. That's why the 1950 Lincoln Wheat penny was minted in large numbers. However, despite the high production, very few of these coins have survived in pristine condition, and even fewer with rare minting errors, making them extremely valuable to collectors today. The Wheat penny design would only last for 8 more years before being replaced by the Lincoln Memorial Reverse in 1959, making these final years of the Wheat penny series even more special for collectors. Design and features of the 1950 Lincoln Wheat penny. This coin's design is a classic, and every small detail matters when it comes to evaluating its worth. On the obverse, front, side, you'll find the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor D. Brenner. Above Lincoln's head is the national motto, "In God We Trust." To the left, the word liberty is boldly stamped, and to the right, you'll see the date 1950, along with a small D mint mark beneath it, indicating it was minted in Denver. Flip the coin over to the reverse, back its side, and you'll see the signature wheat stalks on either side of the coin's denomination, 1 cent, with United States of America right below it. At the very top, the Latin phrase e pluribus unum is inscribed, meaning out of many, one. This simple yet powerful design remained on Lincoln pennies from 1909 to 1958 before being replaced by the Lincoln Memorial design, making the 1950 edition one of the last of its kind. What makes the 1950 Lincoln Wheat penny valuable? Not every 1950 penny is worth a fortune, but several key factors can skyrocket its value. Here's what collectors look for. 1. Mint mark and rarity. The Denver Mint, D, produced millions of 1950 pennies, but only a small fraction has survived in excellent condition. Additionally, some rare variations and errors make certain coins even more valuable. 2. Condition and grading. One of the biggest factors that determine value is coin grade. Coins are graded on the Sheldon scale, which ranges from poor, P1, to mint state, MS70. A circulated 1950 penny that has been used in everyday transactions may only be worth a few cents to a couple of dollars. However, an uncirculated, High-grade 1950D penny with full mint luster and no significant marks can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. MS65 or higher coins are the most desirable and valuable. Point 3. Rare minting errors. Some of the most valuable 1950D Lincoln Wheat pennies have minting mistakes, which make them unique and highly desirable to collectors. Double die obverse, DDO. This occurs when parts of the coin's design are accidentally duplicated during minting, creating a noticeable shadow effect on the lettering and Lincoln's profile. Repunched mint mark, RPM. This happens when the D mint mark is stamped more than once, causing a slight doubling effect. Off-center strike, A. Misalignment in the minting process causes part of the design to be missing or shifted. BIE error. A small die crack appears between the letters B and E in Liberty, resembling an extra letter I. Collectors love these errors because they make each coin unique, increasing its historical and monetary value. How much is a 1950D Lincoln Wheat penny worth? The value of a standard, circulated 1950D Lincoln Wheat penny typically ranges from a few cents to a couple of dollars depending on its wear and condition. However, if you find one in mint, uncirculated condition, its value can skyrocket into the hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The real excitement comes when rare error pennies or high-grade specimens go up for sale at auctions. These can command jaw-dropping prices from serious collectors. And now, for the moment you've all been waiting for, a rare, high-grade 1950D Lincoln Wheat penny with a unique error has sold at auction for $86,000. Could you be holding a hidden fortune? The beauty of coin collecting is that a valuable treasure could be hiding in plain sight. If you have a jar of old pennies lying around, it's time to take a closer look. You might just have a rare and valuable piece of history in your collection. To check if your 1950D Lincoln Wheat penny is valuable, look for a white heavy checkmark, sharp details and full luster, indicating uncirculated condition. White heavy checkmark, a rare minting error, such as a double die or repunched mint mark. White heavy checkmark, a high mint state grade, MS65 or higher. If you think you have a rare 1950D Wheat penny, consider getting it graded by a professional coin service to determine its true value. It could be worth far more than just 1 cent. If you enjoyed this video and loved learning about rare and valuable coins, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an exciting discovery. Top 5. We're uncovering the mystery behind one of the most sought-after pennies in American history, the 1949 Lincoln Wheat penny. What makes this coin so special? How can a tiny 1-cent piece become a collector's dream? And most importantly, could you be holding one in your collection without even realizing it? Stay with me until the end of the video, because we're going to reveal the jaw-dropping value that a rare 1949 Lincoln Wheat penny has sold for, and trust me, you won't believe your ears. The story behind the 1949 Lincoln Wheat penny. The Lincoln Wheat penny has been an American classic ever since its debut in 1909, marking the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was a major departure from traditional U.S. coinage, as it was the first American coin to feature an actual historical figure rather than an allegorical representation of liberty. By 1949, the United States had just come out of World War II and was entering a time of economic growth and industrial expansion. This was the era of post-war optimism, booming car production, and suburban growth. The U.S. Mint was producing coins at a steady pace, but little did they know that some 1949 Lincoln Wheat pennies would become highly desirable rarities in the decades to come. With the classic wheat stock design nearing its final years, these coins represent a historic era in American numismatics before the transition to the Lincoln Memorial Reverse in 1959. That's why collectors today are eager to find well-preserved specimens of the 1949 edition. Design and features of the 1949 Lincoln Wheat penny. This coin has an iconic and timeless design that has been loved by collectors for generations. On the obverse, front, side, you'll find the classic profile of Abraham Lincoln, created by Victor D. Brenner. Above Lincoln's head, the words, "In God We Trust," are boldly displayed. To the left, the word liberty stands strong, and to the right, you'll see the date 1949, sometimes accompanied by a mint mark below it, depending on where it was minted. Flipping the coin over to the reverse, back side, you'll immediately recognize the two wheat stalks, which give this coin its nickname, the Wheat penny. Between these beautifully detailed wheat stalks, the denomination 1 cent and United States of America are clearly inscribed. Above it all, you'll see the Latin phrase e pluribus unum, which translates to out of many, one, a proud motto representing the unity of the nation. This design remained a staple of U.S. coinage from 1909 to 1958, making every surviving specimen from this series a piece of history. What makes the 1949 Lincoln Wheat penny valuable? Not every 1949 Wheat penny is worth a fortune, but certain factors can dramatically increase its value. Collectors carefully examine these key aspects when determining how much a coin is truly worth. 1. Mint marks and rarity. The 1949 Lincoln Wheat penny was minted in 3 locations, and the presence of a mint mark, or lack of one, can impact its value. Of Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark. The most common version, Denver Mint, D mint mark below the date, more desirable in higher grades. San Francisco Mint, S mint mark below the date, the rarest and most valuable variation. If you find a 1949 S wheat penny in excellent condition, it could be worth significantly more than its face value. Point 2. Condition and coin grading. A penny's condition plays a major role in its worth. Coins are graded on the Sheldon scale, which ranges from poor, P1, to mint state, MS70. A circulated 1949 penny that has been used in everyday transactions may be worth only a few cents to a couple of dollars. However, an uncirculated, high-grade 1949 penny, especially one with its full mint luster and no damage, can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Coins graded MS65 or higher are the most sought after by serious collectors. Point 3. Rare minting errors. Some 1949 Lincoln Wheat pennies have unique minting errors that make them extremely valuable. Here are some of the most popular errors: a double die obverse, DDO, a noticeable doubling of Lincoln's profile or the lettering on the obverse side, caused by a misalignment in the minting process. Repunched mint marks, RPM, if the mint mark, D or S, was stamped more than once, creating a slight overlap or doubling effect. It increases the coin's rarity. Off-center strike, a misalignment during striking, which causes part of the design to be shifted or missing. The more dramatic the off-center error, the more valuable the coin. BIE error, a small die crack between the letters B and E in Liberty, making it look like there is an extra letter I. Coins with these errors are highly collectible and can command much higher prices than regular 1949 pennies. How much is a 1949 Lincoln Wheat penny worth? For a regular, circulated 1949 Lincoln Wheat penny, the value typically ranges from a few cents to a few dollars, depending on its condition. However, the real excitement comes when a rare, high-grade 1949 penny with a unique error goes up for sale at auction. These can sell for hundreds, thousands, or even tens of thousands of dollars. And now, for the moment you've been waiting for, a rare, high-grade 1949 Lincoln Wheat penny with a unique error has sold at auction for $88,000. Could you be holding a hidden treasure? The thrill of coin collecting comes from the possibility that a simple, everyday penny could be worth an astonishing amount. If you have a jar of old pennies, it's time to take a closer look. You might be holding a rare and valuable piece of history. To check if your 1949 Lincoln Wheat penny is valuable, look for a white heavy checkmark, a sharp, clear design with full luster, indicating uncirculated condition. White heavy checkmark, a rare minting error, such as a double die, off-center strike, or repunched mint mark. White heavy checkmark, a high mint state grade, MS65 or higher. If you believe you have a valuable 1949 Wheat penny, consider getting it graded by a professional coin service to determine its true worth. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an exciting discovery. Have you ever found a rare penny in your collection? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, happy coin hunting, and may you uncover hidden treasures.